welcome to Clawed Out Games. Today, I'm going to be going over a deck tech over our friend Norman Osborn here. Backside is the Green Goblin. Just a quick intro here. I've had this deck built for actually a while now. I built this deck before this front side was even revealed. I just fell in love with this card. Just some graveyard shenanigans. And I've never built, actually tried to build a Grixis commander. So I really thought this was a cool opportunity to build a fun deck. Spider-Man's probably one of my favorite fictional characters, and I knew I had to build a deck from this set, even though it's getting a lot of hate from the community, which is fine, and to each their own, but I really had to build this. I would say, I don't know if this, I think it's higher power. I don't know if there's any game changers in this deck. So it's probably technically a 2, probably does well in bracket 3s, but if you guys are interested, stick around for the deck tech. And please don't forget to do all the fun YouTube things like, subscribe, comment what you guys would put in the deck and what cool synergies you may have noticed. So without further ado, let's talk about Norman Osborn. He is a 1/1 human scientist villain for a blue and 1. He can't be blocked. And whenever he deals combat damage to a player, he connives, which reads, you draw a card, then discard a card. If you discarded a non-land card, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. And then you can pay Grixis in 1 and transform him, or you can pay Grixis in 1 and cast him from your command zone just like this. I think this is super sweet, man. I really do enjoy this. If you don't have any way to ramp up into Green Goblin, say on turn 2, you can just cast Norman Osborn, get some card advantage on turn 3, and then cast Green Goblin on turn 4. So the Green Goblin says he's a 3/3 Goblin human villain with flying and menace. Spells you cast from your graveyard cost 2 less to cast, and he's got Goblin formula, which says each non-land card in your graveyard has Mayhem. The Mayhem cost is equal to its mana cost. You may cast a card from your graveyard for its Mayhem cost if you discard it this turn. Timing rules still apply. Really sweet card. I played it at pre-release this weekend. Unfortunately, I didn't pull him, but I did end up buying him at one of my LGSs. So let's talk about the deck. So if you've watched any of my videos before, I'll usually have my piles all spread out between ramp, card advantage, removal, and the meat and potatoes of the deck. But today I just want to go straight through every single card and really want to talk out. This is a completely new style for me. I've never built a discard theme, and I'm traditionally not a blue player, so I'm excited for this, and I also believe maybe talking through it will help me with understanding cards and play patterns and things like that. So let's jump right into it. So Windfall, each player discards their hand, then draws cards equal to the greatest number of cards a player discarded this way. So just discard. I have discard payoffs in here, and obviously you keep drawing, and if we are discarding, we are getting advantage from that because it reduces the cost of our spells, and it really could hurt our opponents. Charcoal Diamond, obviously ramp. Long Goodbye, obviously removal. I've always wanted to try out these spells can't be countered from Karlov Manor. I think they're really good for things like Ward, and we do have some players in our play group that uses Ward, so that's removal. We have Ghostly Pilferer that is really in the deck for the discard ability. Discard a card at instant speed is really, really good in this deck, and he can't be blocked this turn. And he's got a little bit of card draw. So, Opposition Agent. This is also a new card to me. I just pulled it out of one of my Spider-Man packs, so I was like, dude, I had to throw it in here. 3/2 for flat and for 3, and he's a flash. You control your opponents while they're searching their libraries. And when an op is searching their library, exile cards they find. You may play those cards as long as they remain exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast them. This card seems super sweet at like higher power tables, so we'll see how it goes in this deck. Signet, Ramp, Forgotten Creation. It's in this deck for this last ability. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may discard all the cards in your hand. If you do draw that many cards. So like you discard a ton of cards at your upkeep, and then you have like cost reduced on all those cards that turn. Vandal Blast, removal, Fire Diamond, Ramp, Bone Miser. This is like, I'm assuming an all-star in this deck. I haven't got to play this deck, by the way. It's one of those discard payoffs. Whenever you discard a creature card, create a 2/2 black zombie. When you discard a land, add 2 black. When you discard a non-creature, non-land, draw a card. Super good. We have Slice from the Shadow, another one of those can be countered spells. And it's an X spell from the graveyard. It seems good. It'd be really cool to discard this on your opponent's turn and then cast it for 1. Olivia's Dragoon, and again, you'll see a lot of these instant speed discard outlets for this deck. Talisman, Ramp. Here's one of our MDFCs. I just pulled this a long time ago and thought it would look or play good in this. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card at random. Unless you pay 2 energy, I won't. But having a discard on a MDFC land seems pretty good. Ret 2 Mystic. I actually bought this pre-con when it came out this year. It gives each card in your hand cycling, which means you can discard those cards for 2 and draw a card. This also seems super, super, super busted in this deck. I mean, you can just discard anything for 2, draw a card, and you can do it at instant speed. So, seems sweet. Magus the Wheel. Pay 2, sack Magus, and each player discards their hand and draws 7. Seems pretty good. Archfiend of Ifnir, another discard payoff. Whenever you cycle or discard another card, put a -1/-1 or -1/-1 counter on each creature your opponents control. This could be super backbreaking in this deck, hopefully. Tiny Bones, I don't know about him. This deck almost focuses more on use, discarding, so a payoff for opponents discarding, I don't know if it'll stick, but it's a sweet art, and I've had it in my bulk for a while, so I thought I'd try it out. Whenever an op discards a card, exile it from their graveyard with a stash count on it, and then during your turn, you may cast those cards. Big score. This card would be busted if you discard it, and then you get to pay it for 2. Play it for 2 from your graveyard. Felwar Stone, Ramp. Whispering Madness. Each player discards his or her hand, then draws cards equal to the greatest number of cards a player discarded this way. And it's got Cypher. Seems pretty good. Never heard of that card before. Rousing Refrain. I'd assume you'd play this as a ramp card. It's like a ritual. Usually you pay for 2 and have it suspended. Razorkin Needlehead. Another one of those draw a card payoff. So whenever an op draws a card, deals 1 damage to them. There's a lot of the wheel effects that'll hurt them a lot. Sir Conrad, also super good. Whenever another creature dies or a creature is put in the graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card leaves your graveyard, he deals 1 damage to each opponent. This could, I mean, he's busted in every single deck, but he's really busted in this deck. You discard a card, and then, you know, a creature card deals 1 damage to everyone, and then you play that creature card right then, deals 1 damage to everyone. Super sweet. Dark Deal. Each player discards all their cards in their hand, then draws that many cards -1. This is just a token maker. What's better than 1 Green Goblin than 2? Hullbreaker, or just another absolute monster for blue. The Cult of Epiphany, draw X cards, then discard X cards, and then create a 1/1 spirit for each card type among cards discarded this way. Scourge Familiar, This is a discard outlet again to add black. Another MDFC. It's just really good to play in your black decks. It's graveyard hate. On the other side is untapped land. Psychosis Crawler, whenever you draw a card, each opponent loses a life. You're gonna be drawing one of the cards in this deck. Clive, Ifrit's dominant. I played him at my pre-release actually too, and he's pretty sweet. He says whenever he enters, you may discard your hand, then draw cards equal to your devotion to red. And you can transform them. Talisman, ramp. Psychic Frog, another discard outlet. Seems pretty good. And a card draw. Winter Night Stories. Draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard a creature card. And it's got Harmonize. So if you end up putting it in the graveyard, you can, and you don't use your Green Goblin ability that turn, you can Harmonize it later. Sky Diamond, ramp. A Green Goblin. Whenever he attacks, discard a card, then draw a card for each card you discard away. That could be serious card draw. Hobgoblin. He's a discard payoff. He gets +2/+0 for each card you discarded this turn. Diabolic Tutor. Just a crappy tutor. I have a couple counters here. I'm playing blue. I figured you had to play some counters, so there's that. And then I'm playing Commander, so you figured you'd play Soul Ring, right? Glint Horn Buccaneer. Whenever you discard a card, he deals 1 damage to each opponent. That's why he's in the deck. It's pretty good. Ultimate Green Goblin. At the beginning of your upkeep, discard a card, then create a treasure. 5/4 for 3. Lorcan Warlock Collector. Whenever a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, you may pay life equal to its mana value. If you do, put that card onto the battlefield under your control. Monument of Endurance. Whenever you discard a card, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Draw a card, treasure, and then each op loses 3 life. Locust God. Whenever you draw a card, create a 1/1. Signet. Reanimate. Classic. Animate Dead. Also classic. Frantic Search. Draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. Untap 3 lands. Chainer. It is a discard outlet. Dragon Mage. Whenever he deals damage to a player, each player discards their hand and draws 7. Underworld Dreams. Whenever an op draws a card, deals 1 damage to that player. Shadow of the Goblin. Another pre-release card I got. At the beginning of your main phase, first main phase, discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Whenever you play a land or cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, this enchantment deals 1 damage to each opponent. Duelist in the Mind. Whenever you commit a crime, draw a card. If you do, just discard a card. Only once each turn. Pull from Tomorrow. Draw X cards, then discard a card. Whale of Forgotten. So it's got the Descend 8. If you have Descend 8, you can pick all 3 of those abilities. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Target op discards a card. Or look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand, the rest in your graveyard. Ninja's Blades. Seems a pretty good card. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 as a ninja in addition to its other types. And has, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, then discard a card. That player loses life equal to the discarded card's mana value. Imagine turning Green Goblin into a ninja too. Be funny. Aetherize. Return all attacking creatures to their owner's hands. Faith Excluding. Classic. Draw 2, discard 2. And terminate. Another piece of removal. So that's the deck, guys. Let me know what you guys would add. If you think it sucks, what it needs to be good, let me know. I'm always willing to tweak the deck and hear people's thoughts about it. So again, remember to like and subscribe and do all the fun YouTube stuff. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.